What is going on, guys? I am back with another Road Glide update for you guys. I went ahead and installed a Lucky Dave's step-up seat, as you guys can see here. It's got the diamond stitch. I went with silver stitching here and white letters here. I ordered it this way. I'll leave a link in the description below on exactly where to go to order up your Lucky Dave step-up seat. You can get it in diamond stitch, or you can get it in like a, I forget what they call it, but it's like ruffles almost. Like there's like straight things here instead of the diamond cut. I'll put a picture up here so you guys understand what I'm talking about. But anyway, we got it on the bike. The Saddleman seat was not comfortable for me. It was very hard. I wasn't feeling any of the back support at all because I am a shorter rider. So with the mini apes I put on here, the 9-inch chiseled low bars, I wasn't feeling. It just wasn't a comfortable seat for me, that Saddleman. So I went ahead and ordered up the Lucky Dave seat, and I am in love with it, guys. I have about 200 miles on the seat so far. I really like it. I dig it. I recommend it to anybody who's looking for a step-up seat. I do like the Lucky Dave's better than the Saddleman. And I know there's tons of reviews online, tons of reviews on forums and different YouTube videos. And I'm telling you guys right now, as you guys can see in like 2 videos ago, I reviewed the Saddleman, and then now I'm telling you how nice the Lucky Dave's is compared to the Saddleman. I'm also gonna show you guys measurements of the seat itself, back here, just like I did on the Saddleman, and that way you guys can get a better understanding on the differences of the seats. I am going to do a test where I sit on the bike, tip it up, and show you guys I can touch a little bit better with the Lucky Dave seat. I haven't messed with the suspension at all. The suspension is still stock, but I will be lowering the bike, and stay tuned for that video. I do have a lowering kit coming for the bike. I apologize for my lack of videos, lack of content. I've been moving into my new house, and as you guys can see here, it's a different backdrop. This is my new garage, so I will be showing you guys a little bit more about the house and the garage here once I get back in the swing of things here, get some more videos, get some more content for you guys. So I appreciate your support and your patience, but I do have a lot more updates coming for you guys on the Road Glide. So a couple things I want to touch on the Lucky Dave step-up seat, and this is the seat obviously for the baggers, the touring seat. It is different from the Dynas and other bikes that they make a seat for, but anyway, obviously it's on the bagger. This is the step-up seat from Lucky Dave's, as mentioned before. As you guys can see here, look how thin, and I will get the tape measure out and show you guys exactly how wide the seat is and give you all the dimensions here in just a second, but I love how narrow this seat is. Compared to the stock seat, and also to the Saddleman. I noticed it was a little bit narrower, and the reason I can tell is because there's rub marks. I don't know if the camera can pick it up on the gloss black or not, but there's rub marks from the stock seat. The stock seat actually came right about here, and that is significantly wider. Maybe you can see a little bit better on this side. I haven't waxed it yet, waxed it out and rubbed that out yet, but the stock seat is significantly wider, which means it's more pressure on the back of like your hamstrings. So when you go to put your feet down, if you're a shorter rider, typically you're tippy-toeing, or you're not flat-footed. And I noticed with the Lucky Dave seat compared to the Saddleman and the stock seat that you definitely can touch a lot better, and I'm going to show you guys that here in just a second. But yeah, this seat here is a lot more comfortable, and coming from my opinion, than the Saddleman seat was. The quality of the leather is a lot more plush and soft. It's softer leather than the Saddleman. The Saddleman seat was very hard, and it would probably take about 700 miles for that thing to break in. I have like 300 miles on this seat, and I feel like it's probably not broken completely, but it's definitely a lot more broken than when I got it, and it's very squishy and plush. So I'm very satisfied with it. I do recommend it to all you guys. As you guys know, the Lucky Dave's is a lot more expensive than the Saddleman step-up seat, but I think the quality is a little bit better. I've heard reviews that Saddleman makes these seats for them. I don't know. If that's the case, then why are they different? I don't know. They do look the same on the backside. They look identical from this to the Saddleman. But I will say this. On the Lucky Dave's, this is a swoop. Like, that's not a 90-degree angle. On the Saddleman, it was a 90-degree cut. So that's why with me being a shorter rider, it was harder for me to feel that back support because I wasn't getting all the way back to the back. I was only getting, I was only sitting like right here, so the seat wasn't touching my lower back. So for me, this seat is better, and that's why I kept it on my bike. I touched on this in a previous video, but I will leave a link in the description below if you guys are wondering where I got this thumb screw for the seat. I figured since this is a seat video, I might as well put that plug in there. Link will be in the description below. Alright guys, so I got the tape measure out here. I'm going to go ahead and measure the seat and give you guys some dimensions on how wide it is, the seat height from the ground, and how wide the back seat is, and also the height on that as well. That way, I don't know, some people want dimensions, so I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. That way you guys can, it can hopefully clear up all your questions and concerns you have on this seat. So the widest part of the seat, which is where the rider sits, is exactly 12 inches wide, so a foot wide at the widest portion of the seat. Obviously it gets a little more narrow back here at 10 inches, and then up here where your legs hug is only about 6 inches wide, which is great because it definitely makes you be able to touch the ground a lot better than on stock seat or even the Saddleman. This one's a little bit more narrow up here than the Saddleman was. Alright, so down here, the thickness of the rider portion of the seat, let's try to do this without scratching my paint here. The thickness is 3 inches, about 3 inches thick on the rider portion of the seat. And then if we go back here to the passenger, try to do this again without scratching my paint. Right there, we're looking at about 4 inches tall where the passenger would be sitting. Alright, and for the length of the passenger seat, we're looking at exactly 1 foot, 12 inches from the step up part of the seat to the back of the seat is exactly 1 foot. And then the width is at the widest portion 7 inches, and at the narrowest portion at the back here we're looking at 6 inches, so it kind of tapers back as you go. So it's going to be hard to measure this part. I did it on the Saddleman because it was more of a 90-degree angle from the seat to the back support, but I am going to try and measure that for you guys. So the back support, I would say, is about 6 inches tall from the bottom of the seat where you sit to the top of the back support or step up part of the seat is 6 inches tall. So I hope those measurements help you guys out. I know there's a lot of videos on these seats and nobody taken a tape measure and actually measured seats that are, you know, the dimensions of the seat. So I hope that helps you guys out. I'm going to go ahead and tip the bike up, sit on it, and show you guys how I touch. And I am 5'6", so that'll give you a good understanding on how low this seat gets you to the ground from stock and or from the Saddleman if you are comparing both. Alright, so the last and final measurement I have for you guys is the seat height from the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my tape measure and show you guys the measurement from the seat height, basically the top of the seat, to the ground. And I also have the bike standing straight up on a piece of wood, as you guys can see here. So the bike is standing straight up, and we're going to go ahead and measure the seat height from the ground. Alright, so we're going to grab the tape measure, put it on the ground, and get it as close to the bike as we can without scratching it. And try to tell in the video here how high the seat is from the ground. It looks like it's about 28 inches tall. If you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, it looks about 28 and a half. Yeah, 28 and a half inches tall from the ground with the Lucky Dave step-up seat. So, alright, so now that I'm sitting on the bike, as you guys can see, I'm flat-footed here. My arms are fully extended out and, you know, on the handlebars. So, and my butt's all the way back against the step-up part of the seat. So as you guys can see, I'm flat-footed, and it's a lot lower than the factory ride height, along with it's a lot lower than the Saddleman seat was as well. Not a lot, but just enough so that I'm flat-foot. And like I said, I'm 5'6", so I'm not a tall rider. So when you come to a stoplight, you want to make sure you have, you know, full control of the bike. And you want to be flat-footed. So there you have it, flat-footed. And then once you're riding and you're in your riding position, you know, scoot up in the seat a little bit, have your back touching the step-up part of the seat, and it's really comfortable having basically like a backrest. So and a lot of these guys that put these seats on here are for guys that do wheelies on these baggers and dynas and whatnot. So it definitely holds you in place so you don't fly off the back. So there you have it, guys. Another thing I noticed on the Lucky Daves versus the Saddlemen is that the back seat where your passenger would ride kind of slopes down, as you guys can see in the video here. I don't know if that would be ideal for riding passengers a lot. I mean, I don't. I'm solo most of the time. But as you can see, it slopes down. That means the rider might slide off, not slide off, but have a hard time maybe holding on because it does slope back. But there's always a fix for that. It's called a backrest, which I don't have. I'm looking to actually install one, a removable backrest. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out. If you do ride passenger a lot on your road glide or street glide, you might want to know that. I figured I'd point that out because every video I've seen on this seat, they have not pointed that out yet. So that gives you a pretty good overview on the Lucky Dave seat. So there you have it, guys. That's my review on the Lucky Dave step-up seat for my 2019 Road Glide Special. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the seat. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I try to comment back and reply back to everybody that comments on my videos. I greatly appreciate your guys' support. I know I've been slacking on getting some new content up for you guys. I've been busy, like I mentioned earlier in the video. I've been busy moving into a new house and getting all that set up. If you guys are homeowners, you guys know how much work that is with paint and doing a bunch of homeowner activities around the house. So stay tuned. I have a lot more content coming for you guys. I actually had something arrive today for the Road Glide, so stay tuned. That will be my next video, and I'm going to install that for you guys. I also have a lot more Ram content. If you guys are here for the Ram content, I have some Ram content coming for you guys as well. I greatly appreciate your guys' patience. I wouldn't be able to do all this without you. So thanks again for always watching and staying tuned to my channel. So that's all for today's video, guys. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Peace!